Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. You'll find me in an almost exhausted state. This is Pontoon in the middle of the hottest time of the year in Bangkok. It's over 40 degrees and the whole family has gathered here today for some event that I honestly don't know what the hell it is. You can see here, I'll just show you, earlier on today we went up the road to my mother-in-law's sister's house. They're both in their 90s. And even though Songkran is well and truly over, you can see here they're going through Songkran kind of stuff. This is over 2 weeks after Songkran, and they're going through some kind of stuff. It's some kind of thing that I don't know about. My wife didn't articulate or utter any kind of instruction or any kind of informative details about what the hell we're doing here. But all I can tell you here, that's one of them behind me, that's one of our brothers, hasn't got a word of English. And there's another three of our brothers here, and and they're all getting ready to have a night's drink in here. But unfortunately, I can't join them. I don't want to. Well, I do and I don't want to join them. But you see, before we came here, I didn't know what this was all about because I wasn't told, and I made arrangements to shoot a movie for the big picture, the video for the big picture El Panorama tonight. I think I'm doing a live stream, I'm not too sure, but I've got a commitment to doing that. Now, if I'd known in advance, which I didn't know in advance because I'm never told as I'd living in a parallel universe, my words might be a bit muddled and whatever because it's heat exhaustion. It really is incredibly hot, and that's another reason why I'm looking forward to getting back to Bangkok, because Bangkok might be hot, and it goddamn is, but it's not like this. This is just incredible. But you see, I wasn't informed, so therefore I couldn't. The arrangements I've made have already been made, and I'm committed to YouTube because I am, as I keep saying, a professional YouTuber. So if I'm professional, I must act professionally and do that. But that means leaving here. It's now 3:05. We slept here last night. We drove here last night. I did a live stream for this channel, Alpha Omega. We drove here just after that live stream. I finished that live stream about 9:30, 20 to 10, and we started off at 11 o'clock, got here slightly after 12:30 this morning. Slept, I was worn out, slept until about 8 o'clock, moseyed around the house, boiling. I mean, I'm only putting this shirt on to do this video. I've been lying on the bed with the fan on. I didn't want to turn the air conditioning on because my wife is using the air conditioning in a room there with her mother. They're all in there because they can't stand the heat either. And when the Thais can't stand the heat, then you know there's something to talk about. But talk about not fitting in. I just don't fit in here. None of them speak English. I'm just Harry's. They've got offspring and kids springing out of nowhere. So Harry's grand. Harry's playing with the kids. She's sitting in there with her mother and her sister-in-laws, and they're all giving it the whatchamacallit. Her brothers had just adjourned. They were sitting behind me doing the same thing. They asked me very politely, am I going to stay and drink with them tonight? But I don't want to, because they haven't got a word of English. And I'd be sitting there like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I've grown to hate it over the years. It's not their fault that they don't speak English. It's not my fault that I do speak English. It's a fact. It's a fact of nature. That's the way it is. But I'll tell you, I've made videos about getting to, integrating into Thai society. It's easy to do it if you live in Pattaya because there's damn all Thai society to integrate into, and it's easy to do it in Nana, as the Brits say, because there's damn all Thai society, or Sukhumvit, because there's damn all Thai society to integrate into. It's almost Western. But in Wig Wang, it's okay where I live because it's still Bangkok, and you can still have some semblance of Western culture. Not that you're not even aware of it. I was thinking to myself, am I great? I've merged into Thai culture so easily living in Wig Wang, but only when you come to a place like this, when it's a soaring 40 odd degrees heat, Celsius that is, and you're with her family and you don't know what's going on, and you go to a do up the road and they're all hoobada, 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 all this kind of stuff. And now thick as thieves together, nothing wrong with that. It's not their fault. Again, I'm not complaining, and a lot of people are going to say, well, if I don't like it, why don't I go home? It's because I love it here. I really do love it here, and I don't want to drive down to Bangkok on my own and go and shoot a video for the Big Picture Out Panorama and do a live stream for the Big Picture Out Panorama and earn a few bob because it's my profession, and then drive up here again tomorrow and join my wife and son again, and we all drive home. But the prospect of sitting here again for another night, I did it last night but I was so tired it didn't matter, but sitting here for another night, I'm completely off the grid. I don't have my studio. I've got 2 computers down in Bangkok. None of them are laptops. I've got 2 iMacs that I use for YouTube. I've all my studio equipment down there. There's nothing I can do here. There's absolutely nothing I can do here from a YouTube channel. That's my bread and butter. So therefore, I have to go back. And there's part of me that wants to stay here and part of me that wants to go back. But I can tell you this much. Being on the periphery of Thai society, it's something you better get used to if you live outside the westernized, anglicised parts of Bangkok or Pattaya or Phuket or wherever it is you can find Western culture in Thailand. But if you're in rural Thailand, when there's no semblance of Western culture and they're all blah, 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 and you're just like a satellite floating around, then you realise what it's like. It's an absolute... So a friend of mine asked me, because we're going to retire up here in a few years, and he said, a friend of mine said, what are you going to do when you retire? And I said, well, look, when I retire, I'll have all my stuff from Bangkok, all my computers and all my life. I will import my life, albeit electronically, my electronic life, I'll import it and I'll have something to do that won't necessitate me being on the periphery of society. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to criticise, and it is a critique, but it's not a negative critique. I'm not trying to cast a negative light on Thai culture or Thai society. After all, this is me, this is my problem, it's not their problem. And I know it'll be 10 times worse for a Thai to do what I have done. If they moved over to Ireland, married an Irish woman and didn't speak any English, can you imagine what it'd be like for them? Oh my God, I wouldn't say they'd survive a day or a week, yet alone 11 years. That's what I've survived, and I'm going to survive even longer because I intend of this is the last port of call for me, and I love it here, and I just don't relish the prospect of continuing today. I mean, I'm wearing a bandana to keep the sweat out of my eyes. That's one of the reasons I started wearing these things, because I've no hair and it just keeps the sweat out of my eyes. But the prospect of staying here tonight again, I could buy some Leo. I would do, and I'm going to. Gotta get some Leo into me. Ice cold Leo from 7-Eleven. But sitting with our brothers, and they're all going yappity yap 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 yap, and you have no idea what they're saying. No idea what they're saying. And you might say to me, why don't I learn Thai? Well, to be perfectly honest, and it's not, again, I'm not trying to be smart about this. I don't want to, and I'm being honest with myself. I've never wanted to. I speak English and that's good enough for me. I speak a bit of Thai and I get away with it. I just don't have the motivation to do it. And that's it. And then I used to see, why do I complain if I can't understand what they're saying? Well, I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you what it is. But it is my fault that I can't understand what they're saying, because after 11 years, I should have reached a degree of fluency in Thai. But to be honest, I just don't want to. So there you go. I hope you want to click the like button, the share button, the subscribe button, and even the buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee. There you go. That's a great idea. There's a link in the description. And make sure you do that, lads, because it helps support the channel. And whatever you do, come back and join me for another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me. Hello there.